Retrospection's the name of the gaming podcast. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, McKay, and this is Ben.
Hello.
We've got a pretty exciting week this week.
Our good old catch-up episode.
Oh, yeah.
Up in here.
We got to catch up with each other. What you been playing?
Okay, I actually wrote them down this time. I usually have a flounder where I'm like,
I always flounder. My life is flounder.
That's everything is flounder.
I think that's just how the world works. Everybody's just kind of bumbling around.
Nobody knows what they're doing. We're all just trying to figure it out on the way. I mean, we started a podcast. What the heck are we doing?
I don't know.
This isn't helping us, is it?
I can't stop smiling. My serious face would look better if I didn't have a stupid smirk on my face.
It's serious. Anyway, I kind of jumped around a little bit this week, but earlier in the week I played a bit of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I don't think I have.
It's a hack and slash open world RPG around Lord of the Rings. Obviously Middle-earth,
Yeah, it sounds like fun, to be honest.
And it has that kind of free flow combat that you see sometimes where it's an enemy will go to attack you and you click the button or press the button to counter, and then you attack and you do combos and stuff.
Is it kind of
it's very fluid kind of combat.
What are those games called?
The other games that have had it, the Batman Arkham series had that.
There's a series of games.
Did Devil May Cry have that? I'm trying to remember if that one.
Emma loves these games, and I've forgotten the name. It's Do you remember a long time ago I sent you the guy that was all pink? He had crazy spiked hair, and he was pink, and he had pink clothes on, and his name was Yao Man Zhao.
Yao Man Zhao. No, I don't remember that.
I forgot the game. Oh,
so these are games that are
I'll have to put a word on the screen, but there was a Zelda version of this game. Basically, you just run out and decimate waves of enemies.
It's kind of like that. And you'll have a big group of enemies, and they'll all kind of sort of one by one attack you, and you counter, and you have special abilities you activate the higher your combo meter gets and stuff. And it's open world, so you run around, and I won't go too much into it just because, but a bit of this one I think you might like. It's called The Council.
The Council?
Yeah, it's a Telltale style game that takes place in 1793, and it's got huge Illuminati undertones to it, and it's all old fashioned, and you end up in the game you interact with Napoleon and George Washington and other historical figures, and it's kind of there's a mystery thing going on, secret society stuff. Hence the name, the Council.
Cool. The only thing recently I played like that is L.A. Noire, and that was it was awesome.
It's a high bar. I liked the detective elements in that, which is honestly why I didn't finish it, for the same reason. I love the detective elements, but they're also very difficult.
You feel like a freaking moron whenever you get a question wrong.
I can only get so many people's facial cues wrong before I'm just I'm just a bad detective. I need to quit.
Well, then you're you start thinking about it way too much. You're okay,
that's true.
His eyebrow twitched.
He must be lying. Lie. Well, I always had trouble discerning when do I say doubt and when do I say lie.
It helps a little bit on the Switch version because.
But they changed it on the Switch version.
What did they say? What was the 3? It was
more clear what they meant by that, because when
good
I hear
cop,
the word
bad cop, and the what was the third one? But obviously, truth was good cop. Bad cop was
probably doubt.
Doubt.
Oh, come on, you're pulling our leg, and then lie is straight up
so
hey.
It kind of and that's how they had it originally when they developed the game. So
I didn't fully understand that if you want to call them out on a lie, you have to have proof to back it up.
Yeah.
I knew that, but I almost didn't connect the dots to know when you use doubt and lie.
Once you get that mechanic down, it's just fine.
It never clicked for me that you have to even if you don't think you have the evidence, you have to make sure first before you just say doubt or lie.
So I'm sorry to I didn't mean to.
You did.
I didn't.
No, I liked
did it twice.
It was a natural derail. It was very casual train wreck into another subject.
Casual train wreck.
But yeah, I like that game. It's like you have puzzles and it has like RPG stuff where like if you play the game certain ways, you get rewarded with talents and traits and stuff. Like if you find these items sitting around, you'll get like a trait that's like Scrounger and that improves this ability that you use, and you can invest in skills like you can invest in occultism so that if you like see a book with weird symbols, you can like just discern what they are. It's very detailed, which kind of made me stop playing it too. So,
Get overwhelmed a little.
A little bit. I was kind of like, okay, I'm getting in the thick of it here. I'm going to take a step back. And then played some more Fallout 76, now that they've updated it a bit.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
So,
I don't know what they've changed recently.
it's just mostly bug fixes is the name of the game there. It's just like, fixing things that should have not been in the game in the first place for a AAA $60 release. And fixing bugs that came about because they fixed other bugs and it made more bugs. You know how it goes. Well, we talked about that regression.
Yeah, we have a little bit more to talk about them in a little bit, but we'll continue with...
Yeah, that was my week. So what were you playing this week?
Most of it was just new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, it came out on Monday.
I've gotten to World 8, which is basically just right in front of Peach's castle, because Bowser takes it over. Spoiler alert, Bowser takes over the castle and kidnaps Peach.
Man, dude, you're killing me. I really
Sorry.
wanted to know how I wanted to see how it went for myself, and you just ruined it.
I just can't wait to see how it ends. Could it maybe a cliffhanger? No. It's been pretty fun. I played it a little bit with my wife. She always plays as Toadette, which last week I'd mentioned that, but what I didn't know is Toadette turns around faster. She stops moving a lot quicker, so it's easier to like, go this way.
So you have an advantage.
So yeah, There's a little bit more of a handicap on her than I realized. But other than that, she's okay. Like, it's really not that horrible. If you're playing with 4 people and they have to have Toadette, it's fine. It's not that unfair.
So you need to explain, what is this, like, is it just like I'm so naive on Nintendo, you know me. Is this just like a remake sort of thing of the like old Super Mario games? Like, how would you explain it?
New Super Mario Brothers is a continuation off of the 2D storyline, I guess. I don't know. When
in the modern,
at this point, I don't consider the 2D Mario games a main... I don't know. Maybe I had a differing opinion when I was talking to Tyler yesterday, but
so you think they're separate, but they're
meant
to be connected?
Not that Mario ever has a timeline. So
the Mario canon.
It's all just as canon as anything else in the Mario universe.
It's all there. It exists.
That's how I see it. It's kind of like a continuation, and I think they just added the new onto the title just to be like, this is a new take on our old stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. so
people can get confused too by this. Which
they're like, whoa, Super Mario Brothers is back. But yeah.
Okay.
As far as Super Mario Bros. U, this new one on the Switch is just basically a port from the Wii U to the Switch, and then they added 2 characters and a couple little features.
Okay. So that was more of a port, and the other one was like a new game.
Yeah.
More or less.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Good stuff. People often say the game isn't very challenging, and I kind of agree, but at the same time, I've died a lot in stupid ways. Which, by the way, I'm going to make a compilation video.
Oh, boy.
Of my stupid deaths.
Is it going to be on our channel?
Yeah, it'll probably be on the gaming Retrospection Gameplay channel.
Okay.
So,
you guys mentioned that channel, and I thought it was just you were going to do it on,
Yeah, if you want to start recording things, or even streaming, we can re-upload to YouTube so people can catch it there.
I did record one, not to stray away from what you're saying, but I did do a little clip of me and Nat playing Fallout. We found this this like big hill where there was like these springboards with skeletons on them with like some like plungers. When you push the plunger, it would fling the skeletons like way off into the distance. There were 3 of them. So I did one of them, and me and Nat were just sitting there busting up laughing. And I'm like, hey, get on that.
Oh, gosh.
It didn't work, spoiler alert.
Oh, no.
She just kind of fell off the side of the hill.
That would be great, though.
It was a funny little clip, regardless.
Oh, girl.
Anyway, continue.
I've been really weird lately. I haven't been playing a lot.
Yeah.
I just really want Animal Crossing. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah.
Can't we get a Direct? A Nintendo Direct is all I need.
No.
But no.
You can't.
Nintendo's just started tweeting out release dates instead. What the heck?
Who wants to interact with their community in a profound and meaningful way? It's too much trouble for what it's worth. Is that it?
I booted up Warframe a little bit just to refresh that in my mind. So
I played a little bit of that.
I wish they had crossplay. Then we could play it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game. I like it.
I wonder if it would run on your PC.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It wasn't too demanding for me when I tried it.
Well,
I tried it on my old computer.
Like butter.
I mean,
it'll work like butter on there, for sure. If it runs on the Switch, I guess you can't say that for everything, though, because Wolfenstein runs on the Switch, and I don't know if that would work all too well on my computer, but...
Oh, yeah, maybe not. That one's a bit heavier.
I mean, I'm having troubles with Tomb Raider, so...
Not high hopes. Oh, jeez.
So,
you need to get that... What was that service you guys were talking about last week?
Blades Shadow.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that until I watched.
It's so tempting.
Last week's episode,
but it's $45 a month.
And yeah, if you have fiber, like you could do that.
It'd be perfect.
Totally. And you could play everything. I mean, you could.
Like Tyler introduced this to me, and I was like, I could get that right now and play GTA 5 flawlessly with Ben.
Oh, man,
right
all of you
now.
All of you could.
Granted, if the internet can handle it.
Yeah, I looked in their FAQ and it was like, yeah, basically like if your internet can't handle it, it's not our problem. Point. Like, what do you want us to do? It's a streaming service.
Get better internet.
Get good. I was like, well, I guess that's a pitfall of it. It's like, would you rather pay for high quality internet and then that, or pay for a gaming PC? Like
so,
but. Not to discuss that. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So, good though. Shall we go into the news?
Sure. You can bring up points you like.
I failed to talk about this last week. If you watched the TikTok, there was a random point where I was just like, I forgot a news point. Oh, well.
Is that right at the end?
Because we already recorded the the catch-up. So... The thing that I forgot was there is evidence on the Nintendo Switch Online Nintendo Entertainment System thing that I don't know if I said it right, but everybody knows the NES games on the Switch.
The thing.
People are data mining in that and found evidence of Super Nintendo games coming to the Switch.
Hey, not bad.
And
didn't we predict that wouldn't happen until like next year or later?
I don't remember.
I think we were talking about that in the first episode of the year, and we were like, that wouldn't happen this year.
Oh, frick.
But if there's already data mined evidence, that's compelling.
So this is crazy because they found a list of like 4 emulators. They were named weird Japanese things, but one they knew was the NES, one they took a guess as the Super Nintendo, and then the other 2, it's like, these are either Game Boy or we could be moving on to N64 and GameCube. So there's that. But then later on, there was more evidence for the Super Nintendo games they found evidence of localization happening with each of the games. They were being translated into different languages.
Yeah.
And that tells you that they're super close because localization's like the last thing. So this could happen really soon. And with Nintendo, you never freaking know because they could just pop out and be like, hey, look at this new thing available now. And you're like, oh, cool. So,
I wonder when
there's that.
When and if that'll happen.
I bet you it wouldn't be until like summer. Yeah. That's my guess. I
mean, there's no real time. Like, if it's just with the Nintendo Online, right? They don't really have to lock that till a certain time.
Yeah, they could do it at any point.
It's not like people are. I mean, I guess if they want to get people into the Nintendo Switch Online service, they could do that.
The Nintendo Switch reveal trailer was released in October in 2016, and then it came out in freaking March. They announced the console officially like just a few months, like half a year.
When that console came out, like when it fully came out, I was like, oh, that's already out.
Yeah,
because I wasn't paying attention to the dates, and I was like, oh.
So there's that.
I thought that'd be like 2018 before that came out. No,
nope. Now it's
2017. Early,
super quick. So this isn't really big news. This next one, I don't really make much of it at this point. It's about GameStop. There's a buyout expected to be finalized at the end of the month, so there's that. It's involved.
I hope whoever buys them out buys them for like 4 cents and then makes a huge profit off of them.
Yeah, for reals, they suck.
I hope.
So for any of you,
for karma,
GameStop's okay in my eyes. I just don't really care for them all that much.
You're indifferent.
Yeah, that basically.
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I jump on the bandwagon because it's hilarious how much people hate it.
It's there, like, if they have a game I want that's somehow cheap, which never happens, so
and it's
never mind.
If you want to sell your game somewhere, there's so many options other than GameStop. It's not
Craigslist.
Like you have to...
Go to Craigslist.
Craigslist,
please.
eBay. You can even sell them on Amazon for crying out loud. I mean,
yeah,
it's stupid.
So, but for any of you, Tyler has a strong opinion. He refuses to shop there because he doesn't want to support them. So it all winds down to that whole just crummy $3 for your game. We'll sell it for $50, $10 under brand new price.
I mean, anywhere you go, right? They're gonna sell it. They're gonna buy it for less than they're selling it for.
Yeah, that's how business works. But the gap is freaking massive.
GameStop's gap is a bit bigger than it has to be. Like even Amazon isn't that bad, and when you, yeah.
So the company,
a couple of people we don't know,
I've never heard of these. Vying
over it.
According to the Wall Street Journal, 2 companies are currently vying over the high street score: Sycamore Partners and Apollo Global Management. I've never heard of those before. So
who's this article from?
This is IGN. Shabana Arif. Gringo.
Shabana Arif.
Arif. Yeah. From IGN. So that's basically that. The next thing, Steam. They're God, they must be in somewhat of a panic right now, just from not really, from all this stuff happening recently of Discord and Epic. But they've announced that they're going to make some changes to Steam a little bit. I think they're going to make the rest of the platform match their new chat UI a little bit. Which, if they do that, hopefully it just operates correctly.
Yeah, I do like the new chat.
I've seen some pretty weird glitches, but yeah, their chat is nice. It's more modern. I wish they would do something different with their style, though. I feel like their window looks weird. I don't know. I think they need to change their style, but whatever. They'll do what they'll do.
Yeah, they're Steam. They can afford it.
So they're going to make changes to the Steam library. It says reworked. And let's see. They're going to use machine learning to help games poke out of the rubble of massive bloatware.
Yeah. Both specific, like both in general and for you, like games that you want to see.
Yeah.
It's pretty good right now, I think, already. Like, the suggestions
I feel
are
like
pretty
it shows
solid.
me things I would like.
Like, when you go to a game, it's like, you know, games like this, or like, or something like that. And it's usually pretty accurate that, like, oh, yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. They also said they're gonna make their anti-cheat available for everybody who wants it. So any developers, I guess, who want to apply Valve's anti-cheat to their games would be able to do so.
Third party it.
Especially, those indie games that are online, like, that has to be a little frustrating at times. I imagine it's not the most stable experience.
Yeah, and trying to implement an anti-cheat yourself when you're trying to just get the game running, that's
way.
Rough. Like,
especially indie developers, like, there's a lot of indie developers that know exactly what they're doing, and they're just trying to get a start at it. But there's also a lot out there who are, like, scraping by, like, they just made this cool game, and they got it working, and that's good for them.
Yeah.
So, I commend those people.
Yeah, go indie developers.
So, let's see.
So, we'll see how those improvements go. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, me too. They're gonna make a new Steam chat app for mobile, so there's that too. I don't know what's wrong with the one they have now, but
so like they'll have a whole new app.
That's what it sounds like.
Thing.
And
because the app is a little janky sometimes.
Oops,
sorry. I angled myself, so I'm not
How dare
killing
you.
my neck.
Piece of shiz.
Last time I was like craning over to see Tyler every time he talked.
And this is also going to be something pretty quick, but in regards to our discussion last week about game streaming, Nvidia says that game streaming will never replace a gaming PC.
That's truth.
They just say it can't happen. Like,
there's truth in that.
It's really convenient, but it's not something like professional gamers are never going to exclusively use a game streaming service.
No.
They don't have the input.
No.
Like, what is it? The delay is just, even if it's not noticeable to a casual player, it would affect a pro player.
We would have to have started playing games that way for it to work. Like, they would have to create games based around the fact that they're being streamed.
Yeah.
Almost to make that work.
They just said it's not something, like, I think they'll exist like, whoever wants to have a game streaming service, cool, they can do it. But it won't replace what's happening now.
Anybody who thinks that it's like TV and Netflix, there's no comparison at all.
I think
to like Netflix replacing TV, and it still didn't. Like, even with the prevalence of video streaming, TV's still there and it's still going. So it's not going anywhere.
It's interesting, and I did make that comparison. I said I thought that game streaming would be in the future. It would be the future in a way, but
I think it's going.
It's not going to replace physical machines in your home.
Yeah.
And it depends on who you are for sure, as a consumer. But
I think it's a good way to make games more accessible to the maybe casual buyers who don't necessarily want the hardware, right?
So, yeah. Oh, in here it says who was this conversation with? Nvidia's chief executive officer, Jensen Huang. They asked him a question. He said, "If your question is how long before streaming can be as good as a PC, the answer is never." So,
yeah,
bold.
I mean, I did hear that like 5G is in the works, right? We're on the cusp of that.
Next couple of years.
I don't know, man. Like, the way I've heard it explained is that like all your preconceptions of like latency of any kind when you're browsing, gone. If you have 5G, nothing.
Granted, your device can load quick enough.
Yeah, you have to have the proper hardware. If you have the right hardware and you're running 5G, it would just be instantaneous, and you would find even 4G ridiculously slow.
Got me the LG Stylo 2, 2 gigs of RAM, top notch.
Nice.
cheap. It's under $300, so
Yeah, it's not, as long as it's not like $1,500. Thanks, Apple.
yeah, $1,000 smartphones.
Yeah, the future.
So that was that. We both have this news point.
Yeah, Fallout 76. So I'm not reading verbatim, basically. Some players figured out how to get inside the dev room in Fallout 76 up to the last patch.
So what I think is funny about this is the fact that it's happening, first off, but then the fact that they're banning people for accessing this. And it's like, if you don't want them to access it, wouldn't you make it a little harder to happen?
I mean, you have to hack the game to get in there, but it's still possible, you know? Like, apparently it's not something you could just stumble into like other stuff, but...
It does seem like it's a little too easy at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, why wasn't anyone in there before? Obviously, they couldn't hack into it before this update because it was only just after the last update that they started suddenly going into there and meeting the only human NPC in the game, Wooby. He's just a blank, like, red-haired guy just standing there. He's just cannon fodder. He's just there to test guns on.
I want to see. There's a connotation on the word fan fiction, but I want to see a fan-written story about that guy.
About Wooby. Wooby,
so
the unwritten
awesome.
story. Coming soon to Retrospection.
Could you see him just blowing up in popularity?
I could. That's just. I could totally see that. People did find him funny.
That'd be freaking awesome.
He's basically just a crash test dummy, so that'd be a really funny kind of thing going on.
Oh, frick.
You could take like a Lego movie approach to it. Like he's just a normal, nameless, well, not nameless, but like just generic NPC who has no purpose. But no, there's more. With some people thinking he's the first NPC that's ever going to be like, that you'll meet in the game. Because people think they'll slowly introduce characters. After time.
Talks of how lonely the game is.
But yeah, Bethesda's banning or threatening. They're not just, as far as I've seen, they're not just straight up banning everybody. They're either banning or like threatening to ban. Like hey, like don't do that. We don't want you in there.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's just silly because like it has every item in the game, including, and this kind of peeves people. I'm not surprised by it, but like the microtransaction shop has, you know, cosmetics in it, and the dev room had all those in there. People were pissed at that, and I'm like, of course they're already in the game.
Where are they gonna test them? Well, they have to be. How do you think this works?
They're like, oh, but it's no effort. They just like they just press a button and it's in the game. And I'm like, yeah, they had it all ready beforehand. Half the cosmetics in the microtransaction shop are just things ported from Fallout 4 into 76.
Like even if it wasn't, like
they still have to be somewhere. They can't. I mean,
I
guess you
can
can
test
just add
it first.
things in, but
it's like the NES game, the data mining thing. Like Nintendo can't just like prepare something on their PC and then be like, release day.
The funny thing is, if they did add it in with one of the updates, people would be like, why are you guys adding new cosmetics instead of doing new bug fixes? But if they do it this way, they're like, this stuff's already in the game.
There's no winning at all.
It makes me kind of feel bad for them, to be honest.
At this point, I pity them because those poor guys.
Well, it's not the developer's fault. I guarantee it's management's fault for pushing it out half-baked.
They should have delayed it a little bit.
And
but they were so
the
set.
Canvas bag fiasco. And
that definitely has nothing to do with the developers. So.
We need to do a TikTok on that specifically.
Yeah, we
at
do.
Some point. I don't know when to do that because it's ongoing, but someday.
We could do a TikTok next week and then update it on
a regular basis. Oh gosh.
This is the new Telltale.
Oh no.
The news. That kept working in.
It did. It kept popping up.
So yeah.
Is that all you had?
That's all I have. So
I have one other little point. There was a open world Star Wars RPG that was supposed to come out this year.
Oh, frick.
And EA canceled it. And at first I was really, really pissed. I'm still pissed about it, okay? But apparently they canceled it to focus on like a smaller project. I don't know what that means to
Another
EA.
game or something.
But
That's what
it's
I
going to be
heard.
Star Wars still, I'm assuming, but it's just smaller scale, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought they were going too hard into it and it wouldn't be good. Like if they made a smaller game that was better quality, I would be happy, but
Let's hope. Let's hope. Cuz
But
Frickin' EA.
At the very least, there is still the game Jedi Fallen Order that's supposed to come out this year still.
okay.
By Respawn, who made the Titanfall games.
Oh, there you go.
And it's, I'm guessing it's going to be like the Star Wars Jedi Knight games, or kind of a, I don't know how you'd explain those. It was like third person, and it's kind of RPG-ish, light side, dark side.
Another
and stuff.
shameless plug. Tyler and Alex Skull have been playing Knights of the Old Republic, and there are now gameplay videos
Oh, okay.
on Retrospection Gameplay. So
Very good.
we will have a link below for that.
Yeah, that was cool to hear him
Just a plug. So
last week.
you can continue.
I was almost kind of glad I wasn't here for that, because when he was like, I don't really like it, I was kind of like... Because that's like... Well, I'm kind of biased, because that was the first... Oh, the lights flicker. That was the first modern next-gen game I ever played in my life.
Knights of the Old Republic.
It was like the first next-gen game I ever played, so I'm kind of biased about it. I love that. I love that game. I love everything about it. But he's been playing more of it, so...
Yeah.
Not that people aren't entitled to their opinion, because if he didn't like it, whatever. But
Drown him.
I would have been like, Tyler, what are you talking about? That game is sacred.
What the freak is happening? Well, I think...
Yeah, that's all the news I have.
I
That's
think
everything.
that is a sign we should stop.
The powers that be are telling us we need to stop.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out Retrospection Gameplay, we will have a link below. If you want to check out any of our other videos, we will have links to those on the screen right now. Bye.
Bye.